shipping changes.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome into the Rockstarflipper YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Today's Sunday, November 24th, 2019, and I get a lot of posts I see in the Facebook group, and I get some emails and messages about people talking about the nickel and diming that happens in this business of reselling. We're talking about, for example, eBay adding that sales tax into your PayPal transaction, and then PayPal's collecting a fee on the whole thing rather than just the transaction amount. So it's costing us like an extra 3, 4, 5 cents per transaction. Of course, USPS raises their shipping rates every year by 25 cents, 50 cents, $1 in some cases. We're talking about eBay fees that go up. We're talking about all these different things that kind of nickel and dime your business away. Now, I know there's an argument that if a difference in 10 cents or 50 cents is costing you your business, then you're doing something wrong, which there is some truth to that. You really should be making enough margin. But when things start adding up, you're paying an extra 20, 30, 40, 50 cents per transaction. Maybe you're somebody who sells 10 items a day, and it's costing you anywhere from $2, $3, $4, $5 a day times 365 days a year. You could be costing yourself thousands of dollars, $1,500, $2,000, $3,000, depending on your volume and the amount of nickel and diming that's going on. Just when USPS raised the first class rate up like 40 cents per zone area, people doing 10 packages a day were spending an extra $4 or $5 a day. And so that was a prime example. So I thought that it was a good idea to do a video on reverse nickel and diming, to where you could learn how to cut things nickel and dime to kind of offset some of these expenses, how to save yourself thousands of dollars a year on your business. And so I noticed that a lot of people were overspending on things and they didn't even realize it. So let me give you guys a couple of prime examples of this. And what I want you to do over tonight and in through this week, because I know a lot of you have off work. If you work full-time jobs, the holiday, you might have some spare time. If not, you can do it at your earliest convenience. But these are some of the things I want you to kind of self-audit of your business. So number one, and it's sad that I have to lead off with this one, but it just happened to me yesterday afternoon. I noticed it on my smaller account. I pay $59.95 for the eBay premium store, so that's $60 a month, and it was on my invoice as $60, but there was a one-time charge under it for $21.95, and I immediately was like, what is that? I don't have any other charges. If you go back through my invoices, it's just $59.95 every month. It's like a prorated 15-day charge, which doesn't make any sense because I pay $60 for a complete month. There should be no prorated 15-day anything. So now I have to call eBay and check on this charge and probably have it removed from my account. I checked my second store and there wasn't a similar charge. So not really sure what's going on with that, but I'm gonna call them tomorrow and get that all worked out. So my number one tip is go through your eBay invoice. I know this is terrible and I haven't seen it with anybody else or any other platforms, but I have seen so many people get overcharged for fees, whether it's the store charge or promoteds, or not get their 10% top rated credit, that it's really key that you take a look. Just take 5 seconds, 10 seconds every month to just scroll down that eBay invoice. It appears Seller Hub, your account, and then you can view every month's invoice and really just take a quick look through it. You can save it as a PDF. I save it every month. In the event that I was to get audited by the IRS, I could pull up that invoice, because they're gonna say, hey, it looks like you claimed $10,000 in eBay fees for the year, and I can say, yeah, here's my 12 invoices, and they were $800-900 a piece. There you go. And so that's how I prove in the event of an audit to the IRS. So it's a good practice to go through and look at that invoice every month anyway. So number one, recheck your eBay invoice. I know it sounds crazy, but look, that's $21, $22 I just would have lost by not doing it. Okay, number two is make sure you're shipping for the cheapest option. I know a lot of us get into a habit, we just print what we know, but sometimes you might be shipping something priority by weight that may fit into a padded flat rate. I know it's not great to shove things in there, but if it fits in there well and it's not terrible, you might save yourself $2 or $3 on that package. You may be able to do that on a regular basis and save some money. Sometimes you might think a pair of pants is priority, and some of those skinny fits actually do go first class, 14.9 ounces, 15 ounces, and they fit in there. So again, saving a few dollars. Doing UPS or FedEx SmartPost rather than priority by weight sometimes saves me quite a bit of money. In fact, we shipped out some wholesale boxes this week where I did UPS ground on them, and on 6 packages, I ended up saving $50. That's like $8 to $9 per package. So it was actually really well worth doing the UPS ground over USPS priority. And so it worked out really well for me to check other options. So number 2 is always check your shipping options. A lot of you like Pirate Ship, which I know saves a lot of you money by cubic. So definitely look into Pirate Ship. It's free to sign up. You can link your account to it and you can go to town. It uploads tracking. Might save you a couple bucks per package. I know Colleen Gallagher was saying that she's gonna save thousands of dollars this year just from using Pirate Ship, $2 and $3 a package. She's shipping out 10 pair of shoes. She's saving 20 or 30 bucks, a day, couple days here, couple days there. It really adds up. So definitely check on shipping options. That's number 2. Number 3, this is highly contested. I think a lot of people are stuck in their way, but if they went out and got a thermal printer, they would realize the money they're saving. Thermal printers do cost a little bit of money, but you can get a great deal on them now. You can get thermal printers from anywhere from like 75 to 150 bucks. But the great thing about it is if you're buying ink or toner, you're probably spending at least the equivalent of 5 or 10 bucks a month minimum. Some of you up to 15, depending on your volume and how often you use it. So you could easily pay for the thermal printer in the course of 6 months to a year. It would pay for itself, and then you wouldn't have to buy any toner. It's also faster, and usually the little rolling 4x6 labels are cheaper than the full sheets, in my opinion, unless you have a connection or a hookup like some of you do. I know you do. Can we say UPS? But long story short, it will save money over time. It is a little bit of an investment up front. You can always sell your printer if you had to and get a few bucks for it, or you can have that second printer as a backup to print like full sheets, or if you did Amazon and you needed to print out 12 UPCs on one page, you could use it for that. There's a lot of options having to. We have 2 printers because we always used the laser, and then we got into the thermals over the course of time and have used the thermals, and so now we have 2, so we have options, but we typically just use the thermal printer. There's really not much use for much else. Okay, number 4 is actually your eBay store level. So a lot of you don't realize when the cutoffs are to upgrade your eBay store to save money. A lot of you don't realize that it's only based on the money in the shipping coupon that you should upgrade. You guys think like, oh, when do I upgrade my store? How many I'm selling? It doesn't matter. It only matters how much you're listing. Your store level only gives you an increase in the amount of free listings and your shipping coupon. That's really the only difference. And so if you're going over your free listings, for example, if you have a basic store that's $22, somebody tell me $22, and you get 250 free listings, right? To upgrade to a premium store, which is $60, is gonna cost you $38 extra a month, right? And so if you're spending, every time you go over that 250, you're gonna spend 25 cents, right? Okay, so if we know it's $38 and we divide that out by the 25 cents, if you go over by 152 listings, you will spend $60. You'll spend 22 for your store, and you'll spend 38 on overages and insertion fees. So that means 152 plus your 250 makes it really easy math. It's 402 listings. The 250 plus the 152 overage is 402 listings is the break even. So if you are listing 402, you should definitely upgrade to the premium store. Now check your invoice, of course, because you'll be able to see just how much you're paying in insertion fee overages at that 25-cent mark. I think it's 25 cents if my math is right. I haven't had a basic store probably ever, but that's the way to do the math. Now, of course, you're gonna get an increased $25 shipping coupon. So if you're using the shipping supply coupon, then you could even upgrade earlier because you're saving $25 on that as well. So technically you're only spending an extra $13. So that would only be what, 52 extra listings. So that would be 302. So somewhere between 302 and 402, you need to think to upgrade to premium. And that goes from the starter store to basic as well. And then of course from premium, if you get that high up to anchor, it's, whatever the math is, I don't know, I think it's 3,500 or 3,250 listings, somewhere in that neighborhood where you would upgrade to the anchor store. So you need to do the math on that because you may be paying $22 for a basic store and then spending $60 in insertion fees, which is costing you $82 total in store and insertions when you could just pay the $60 for a premium store and end up saving yourself 20 or 30 bucks a month. That's $200, $300, $400 a year, depending on your level and your amount. So consider that, look at your invoice, see what you're paying in insertion fees, see what the difference is to the store upgrade, and you could end up saving some money there as well. So that is another way to cut some cost in your business. Okay, next, while we mentioned shipping there, shipping supplies, very important that you are taking advantage of those shipping supply coupons. That will save you hundreds of dollars. You get one every quarter. If you're using a premium at 50 bucks, that's $200 a year saved right there. The other thing that you can do is shop around for cheaper poly mailers, bubble mailers. Find the cheapest price. Make sure you're not just locked into one person and that you're overspending $10 and $15 a box. Make sure shipping tape is cheap. Make sure you are getting the best materials for the cheapest price. Always price shop everything every time you buy. A lot of people I see put stuff just on reorder, and companies bank on that. They bank that you're gonna pay them $10 for something, and then they can slowly increase the price while you're reordering, and all of a sudden they're now not the cheapest option anymore. So always price check your supplies and your shipping and your envelopes and your tape and all that sort of thing. Always price match that. Another great thing that you can do if it's available in your area is to call USPS and schedule pickups at your house. This is not only going to save you time, but if you are going to the post office 5 times a week, going there and back, if it's just outside your neighborhood, yeah, maybe, but for us, it's about 2 or 3 miles down and ridiculous traffic because 1 million people live on our road. It could take us 15 or 20 minutes to get there and back sometimes. So 5 trips, back and forth 10 times, round trip, can end up costing $10 or $15 a week in gas. If you add it up, it could cost at least $5 or $10 times every week of the year. Again, another savings. 10 bucks a week, 52 weeks is $520 a year in gas just driving back and forth. Schedule pickups through the USPS. It could save you a lot of time and a lot of gas. If they don't pick up your packages by 4:30 and it closes at 5, get in your car, drive down there and drop them off because you don't want to risk being late. But that's another way that you could save money. These are all really great things to do to save a little bit of money that don't take any extra time or effort out of your schedule. You're just gonna schedule that USPS pickup, set it and forget it. You're gonna make sure you're getting the cheapest shipping supplies. You gotta buy shipping supplies anyways. You're gonna buy a thermal printer that as soon as you get it and install it, which only takes 5 minutes if you get the right one, ArcScan is the one I recommend. I'll link those below, by the way. That will only take you a second to get it set up, and then you're saving money instantly. These are all things that you don't have to go out of your way to do. Just do them once, and the whole rest of the year, you're gonna save money. If you were to cut things like this, $100, $200, $300, $500 once, twice, three, you could end up saving $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, maybe $3,000 a year, depending on your volume. Imagine what you could do with $1,500 or $2,000 or $2,500. Invest in more inventory. Invest in your savings account or mutual funds or things that are, investment funds for you. Take a nice vacation with your family. You guys have been wanting to go to Disney. You've been wanting to go to the Bahamas or go on a cruise or whatever the case might be that you've been wanting to do. That's a $2,000 trip, $2,500 trip, and you can't figure out how you're going to save for it or afford it. Boom, there you go. This will pay for Christmas. The whole year of you just saving may pay for your Christmas holiday season. So think about these things. Find places to cut costs, cut expenses. You might go from a 40% profit margin up to a 45% profit margin or 48%. Look at your promoted listings. What kind of items are selling right away that may not require promoted listings? You might save $1 or $2 on all those items that don't really need the promoted. Many items should be promoted, but some of them don't really have to be promoted because they're the only one or one of 5 or one of 10. In those sort of situations with unique, rare items or expensive items or things that don't need it, things that sell themselves, you don't really need to promote them. They will sell themselves. Things like a 1990s Dallas Cowboys America's Team starter jacket. That thing's gonna sell itself. You don't really need to promote that. So that's kind of one good example. Electronics and video games, they typically sell themselves. I wouldn't really promote those too often either. So find ways to cut these costs and cut expenses, and you will find things that are costing you hundreds of dollars a year. So I thought I'd just give you a couple of those little tips. I'm sure there's a lot more. In fact, I want you guys to go ahead and comment below. If there's any that I've left out or any that you can think of where people could cut some costs or save some money, please link it below or comment it below. I don't really need to link it, but comment it below and give us some ideas so other people who read through this can figure out where they can go and look and save some dollars. All right, appreciate you guys watching. Really appreciate it. I have a second video I might post tonight. It's pretty important. I wanted you guys to see it for the upcoming week. In the meantime, enjoy your Sunday night. Enjoy football if you're watching it. Go Ravens, Monday Night Football tomorrow night. And hopefully you guys have a wonderful week, a wonderful Thanksgiving if I don't see or hear from you before then, but I know I will. And as always, thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. Give this video a big thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We're very close to that 100,000 mark and I can't wait to get it before the end of the year. And if you need any one of those thermal printers, I'll link them below. The best ones are linked down there. They're affiliate links. They do support the channel. They help me out. I appreciate that. They don't cost you any extra money, but But if you do buy them or anything else, it does help this channel with a small commission. Have a wonderful night, guys. I'll see you next time.